Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. So, this channel is for men who would like to be considered a Renaissance man. Be a better version of themselves, be more popular, more polite. That's what a Renaissance man is. Now, as we've discussed in the past, there are 5 main characteristics for a Renaissance man. He must be well-groomed, well-spoken, well-mannered, well-dressed, and have a well-rounded education. So I've already completed videos on how to be well-groomed and how to be well-spoken. So today we're going to talk about how to be well-mannered. So a Renaissance man is polite and well-mannered. Okay, let's start with sir and ma'am. So if you've spent any time in the military, this will be easy for you because that's required. It's a term of respect, and you use it when you're talking, even outside the military, if you're talking to someone of authority or someone older than you are. So in both those cases, sir or ma'am is important and should be used. So if you don't have any military background, you just have to get in the habit. Just give this some thought, keep it on the front of your mind. And as you're talking to someone, again, of authority or someone older than you are, you're going to be saying things like, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You'll be amazed at how that'll reflect on you and how people you're speaking with will have respect for you and be surprised that you're so well-mannered. So it's very easy. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. If you're dealing with a person who's transitioning, be polite. Whether you agree with the lifestyle or not, doesn't matter. If it's a man who's transitioned to a woman, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am is certainly fine. And again, will be appreciated, I think, by the person you're talking with. In any case, sir and ma'am is something you should be in the habit of using when you're talking to someone of authority and who is older than you are. Shaking hands. Shaking hands is something we do very commonly. A couple things about that. When you shake someone's hand, don't have a limp handshake. Have a firm handshake. Don't try to hurt the person. You're not trying to squeeze and break bones. That really says something about you that's not very good. So perhaps you're compensating for something. We don't want that. But a limp handshake is also very poor. And again, most people will notice this. So when you're shaking someone's hand, make it a firm grip, not too hard, not too soft. Never shake a person's hand while sitting down. So if you're sitting down at a table, someone walks up to you and it's in a situation where you're going to be shaking hands, perhaps someone's being introduced to you, you stand up and shake the hand. It doesn't matter if it's a man or woman. Never shake someone's hand while you're sitting down. Very bad. It looks very badly on you. Let's talk about some of the things that you would want to think about as far as manners when you're accompanied by a female. So if you have a date, doesn't matter if it's a date or not, you're accompanied by a female, there's certain things you should be doing if you're not doing them already. One is you're going to always open the door for your female companion. Car doors as well. So if you're about to get into a car, you open the door for your female companion and you help her. Well, you don't help her. Once she gets in the car, close the door for her. Then walk around and get her in the car. Of course, going into a building or a home, same way, open the door. Now, if your hands are full, it's certainly okay if the woman who's not carrying anything opens the door for you. That's fine. But a rule of thumb is open the door for your female companion. When a female comes to your table, let's say you're at a restaurant and you're waiting for your date or your partner, and she comes to the table, you stand up. stand up, walk around to where she's going to sit, use the chair out for her. If she has a coat on and she wants to take it off, help her take the coat off, sit it on the back of the chair. Once she sits down, you can help her scoot the chair forward. Then you come back and sit in your chair. So when a female comes to your table, stand up. There was a time when it was proper to stand up when a female came to the table or left the table. So not so much anymore. I think if you just do the first thing, just stand up when a woman comes in and comes up to your table or into a room. And I think it's, again, very polite, very well-mannered for you to stand up when the woman does that. The man always pays. The man always pays. If you're going to a movie, if you're going to a dinner, the man always pays. These things I hear about men asking for the women to split the check, or in some cases maybe even pay for the date. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ill-mannered. Don't do it. The man always pays. If you're walking with your female companion and you're walking on the sidewalk or on the side of the street, the man always walks to the outside. The man always walks to the outside. So the female is further from the road, you're closer to the road, or the female is closer to the wall, you're further from the wall as you're walking. Why is this? Well, it's a matter of protection. You're offering your female companion an extra layer of protection. You're on the outside, you're going to accept anything that happens first. All right, so that's part of your job. So the man walks to the outside of the female, no matter where. In a hallway, on the side of a road, the man walks on the outside. Okay, then there's a whole set of etiquette manners about a formal dinner. So if you sit down at a dinner table and there's utensils on the left of you, utensils on the right, and utensils above the plate, you probably have a formal dinner that's going to serve several courses. Well, if you weren't brought up in a upper class situation, you probably aren't aware of all those rules, all those pieces of etiquette that you need at a formal dinner. I'm going to cover this in a separate video. It's just too much information to go in here. It would make this video much too long. So I'll do this as a separate video. A couple of rules of thumb. Start from the outside in. So if you have utensils on the left and right, and a fork is required, you'll start with the outside fork. Or if a spoon is required, you start with the outside spoon, and you work in towards the plate. That's a good rule of thumb. Another one is just to watch the people around you. Try to do it in a nonchalant manner so that hopefully they don't notice. But, you know, as you're chatting with someone, you might be looking off to the side and watching what other people do, which fork, which spoon they use, how they handle their napkin, how they wipe their mouth, all those little things that you probably don't know. That's one way to get through that dinner if you're not aware of all the etiquette. Watch the people around you and emulate what they do. Okay, so mostly it's a matter of being polite. A Renaissance man is well-mannered and polite. Be polite to people. Be well-mannered around these people. They will get you a lot of respect. That's what we're looking for. We want to be considered a Renaissance man. We want to be polite and well-mannered. Well, I hope this helps a little bit. And we're going to be doing another video in a few days. So please, by all means, hit the subscribe button. It helps the video, helps get it out to other people. The more people that subscribe, the more people that will see it, how YouTube works. So I'd appreciate it if you would do that. If you have any comments, please send in those comments. I like to read them. I've had some questions about politics and religion. We'll talk about both when we get to the subject of being well educated, but not in any in-depth way, or not in a one is right, one is wrong way. You'll want to know something about politics in case the discussion turns that way. You'll want to know something about religion in case the discussion turns that way. Again, well-rounded education. So we'll talk about those things at that time. But not in detail. This is not what this channel is for. I'm not going to talk about my religious views, though I'm a religious man. I'm not going to talk about my political views, though I like politics. But that's not how we'll cover that. So hopefully that answers that question. All right, outstanding. Listen, thank you again. Have a good day, and God bless.